Anybody want to be poor? I don't.
Senator Rick Scott is one of the richest members of Congress, in part after making an absolute fortune as the CEO of a healthcare company that was accused of defrauding Medicare and fined over $1 billion. What was at the time the largest healthcare fraud settlement in U.S. history. That's that guy. That might help explain why he's so adamantly against this anti-corruption bill. Just might help explain it.
When I got elected, I sold all of my trusts and assets. I don't have a blind trust. I practice what I preach. I don't have individual stocks. I don't trade in stocks. I'm not a billionaire, unlike others on this committee.
You made a reference to billionaires. Okay? I don't know when in this country it became a negative to make money. But somehow, if you've made money, you're supposedly, I think Senator Hawley suggests, you shouldn't be serving. Anybody want to be poor? I don't. This is an attack against the president, attack against the vice president. That's what this is.
I mean, did you notice the body language in there? Very chilly in there among those Republican senators. But all of Rick Scott's protestations and invocations of the president did not work to sway his colleague. At the end of the meeting, Senator Hawley voted with Democrats to advance that ban on stock trading. And I'm not saying any of this to praise Senator Hawley, Lord knows, believe me, but it's very clear that on this issue, he's making a calculation that it's in his interest to distance himself from the corrupt billionaires in his party instead of going along with them.
You know, I'm going to tell you something right now. I really did not know Rick Scott was a billionaire. I know he had that case where he defrauded. We had the defraud case when it came to the whole Medicare, and I didn't know it was 1.7 billion. Now that is truly insane. And the fact that he is now sitting as a senator, and the most obvious thing is for inside trading. Like, we know that they should be able to let the public know what stocks they hold. There's nothing wrong with that. Exactly what stocks you hold. That way, if there's certain legislations that you're a part of, you know, we will know, hey, what is your best interest? Is your interest for the people, or is it interest for yourself? But the fact that he turned it around and saying, who wants to be poor? Come on, man. Let's not play that game, right? Let's not play that game. No one is saying that what you're doing is wrong in the sense of, you know, investing. We all have the right to invest. There's nothing wrong with that. And of course, you know, no one's denying him for becoming a billionaire. Yo, if he becomes a billionaire, by all means, that's awesome, right? What people are having problems with is inside trading. And he flipped it. Right? If you notice, he did not mention anything about the inside trading. All he discussed was just, you know, who wants to be poor? Who wants to be poor? Come on, man. You see, that's the thing with these politicians, man. Like, you can tell when they're lying. You can see it in his whole body language. Like, yo, he's hiding something. Like, why would you not want to just have that information out there about the stocks that you hold? Unless you have something you don't want people to see. Now, I would tell you this, which to me blows my mind. Because he's supposed to be for the people. In my current job, I work in a finance company, and we have a lot of information that we could attain and possibly use for investing. Every 6 months, we have to report what our portfolio is. And they could do an investigation to see what we're actually holding in our portfolio. Now, for me, it's nothing but the S&P 500. That's all I follow. I follow the S&P 500. I report it so they know. But if they notice some strange activities, like I'm buying certain stocks, especially for a client that I'm working on, it's obviously something there is wrong, right? And if I have to show that in my employee, right, I have to let them know exactly what I'm investing in. Why would Rick Scott think he doesn't need to provide that? And why is other senators and whatnot, they have no fear? I mean, there might be some that's sitting back quiet, but he is by far a billionaire sitting, you know, as a freaking senator, which to me is wild. I did not know he was a billionaire. I had no idea the man was a billionaire. Wow. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? I mean, everyone says Trump is a billionaire. There's nothing wrong with investing at all. I got no problem with people investing. But if you're serving for the people, I think there's nothing wrong to let people know exactly what you're holding, right? To show people your holdings. That way, it could show how honest you are. That's it. And I actually think you'll be more respected if you show what you're holding and you're making all this money. And you could be someone who could just, I don't know, let people know exactly how you build your wealth. But let's be very honest. The fact that he has that fraud case and they're making all these cuts in Medicaid and everything going on, a lot of people is extremely skeptic. and him being the vocal leader about all this, right? This does not look good. It just does not look good at all. Well, guys, let me know what you think about this situation. You think that politicians should actually let people know what they're holding? Or do you think, nah, man, it's none of our business. We don't need to know about it. Drop a comment down below because I would love to hear about it. Because this is interesting, right? Because I can't believe it's taking this long to have this information or to have a legislation for something like this, right? You want complete transparency from whoever is a sitting president. And it doesn't mean, Warren Buffett could damn near be a senator. It's okay, right? We don't care about people who are in office who are millionaires. What we care for, though, is people making millions and billions in the office off of information that they're getting and lobbyists persuading them to pass some type of legislation that doesn't benefit the people, that benefits their wallet. Drop a comment down below, guys. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about this. At the same time, hit the like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Peace.